In today's video, I'm going to dive deep into how to get more leads. You clicked on I need more leads. First of all, let me tell you, you are the unusual person because you clicked on I need more leads. Most builders I talk to say, I don't want more leads. My life is chaos. I'm building enough homes as it is. And you wouldn't want to expand that because you're already 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, this is for you if you're the builder who says, I would like to actually have more leads so I can pick and choose the people I actually want to do business with. Some of these people are annoying, and I'd rather just build for the ones I enjoy building for. So let's start with one of the main things that causes leads to come to you, your website. Okay, so why your website sucks. If your website isn't bringing you leads, it's not a website. It's actually just a business card that's really collecting dust online. I know that I've looked personally at thousands and thousands and thousands of websites, and I've talked to hundreds of builders every year for many, many years. And what I've learned is the things to do and the things not to do. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. Problem number one. I have so many builders who are like, but my website's really pretty. I have this beautiful, like seamless, like video flow, and I've got these gorgeous shots and that I had a professional photographer take, and it's clean. I hear the phrase, it's so clean. Yeah, okay. So just because it's pretty doesn't mean it converts. That's problem number one that builders have. Like, it's not about it being pretty. If a customer comes to your website and they go, oh, that's pretty, that doesn't mean that they're going to reach out to you and have a conversation with you. It doesn't mean that they're going to call your phone. It doesn't mean that they're going to fill out the form and reach out to you. It just means that they're going to admire that it's pretty. And that's it. And that doesn't help us to get leads. A website is really supposed to be a sales tool, not an online brochure. If you give away everything to your customers, you let them see all the cool stuff, you let them see all the pictures, all the virtual tours, every floor plan, everything, and there's nothing left for them to wonder about, well, then you've created an online brochure and not a sales tool. Don't forget that the purpose behind your website is to actually get them to reach out to you. You cannot sell them a home over the internet. You have to get them standing in front of you in order to actually sell them a home. So, super important that it's not just a pretty online brochure, but it actually converts browsers into leads. And the thing is if your phone isn't ringing, your website is probably a major reason why. A lot of websites are very outdated. Okay, let me just dive into this. If I'm looking at your website and like you have something that very clearly was built 10 years ago or put onto your website like 5, 8 years ago, it's like dog years, right? You can't have a website that's, 3 years old because in dog years, that's a 21-year-old website, right? Websites change quickly. Websites need to be updated on a regular basis. You have to do the things that make your website, something that looks fresh, acts fresh, and that ultimately Google loves. That's a huge part of it because Google is the one that's going to serve up your website as a result of a search that somebody does. So it can't be outdated. And, one of the things you can do is you need to make it a mobile first website. And what I mean by that is 85% of all people that shop on a website are going to see it in mobile version. They're not doing it on a desktop. They may go back to a desktop later for further research, but most of the time, think about yourself. You mostly are on a phone looking at most websites, and so are other people. So the thing is you should make your phone number very unmissable, right? It should pop out on the mobile version of the website so it's easily clicked from any page of your website. Mobile users have a high intent and they're often ready to make a phone call. And the thing is a prominent phone number reduces friction and increase leads. I've noticed that most builders bury their contact info in menus. Most builders, it's like very difficult to find the phone number on the website. I've had a very prominent large builder that I recently, last week, looked at their website and could not find their phone number anywhere on the website. Well, if you want them to reach out to you and call you, which I know some of you guys don't because you're like, I get 50 phone calls a day and I'm a one-man team and I don't really want to deal with them. Can't they just send me a lead that tells me what their budget is and has their pre-approval and how much cash and they've already picked a plan and okay, I get it. You like don't want to have to deal with all the stuff. But here's the thing, you got to put a click to call button for instant connection on there. You've got to get them calling you so that you can get them standing in front of you. And another thing is most builders' websites have no button saying what to do next. There's no what we call a CTA or call to action on the website. There's none. There isn't a learn more or a save now or a claim free upgrades or schedule a consultation. None of those types of buttons on the website. Well, the person that gets to your website gets there and they're looking at what you have and they're checking it out. And now you're in a scenario where you haven't asked them to do anything. Well, they're just going to browse and leave. And, statistics say that they're going to be on your website for like a minute and then they're going to leave. So you got to catch their attention. You got to give them a call to action. And not having a call to action is a huge problem with converting your website from browsers to clickers to callers to website forms filled out. Speaking of which, you need a contact form on more than one page. I was just looking at a website recently with a builder, and they had a contact form, but I had to scroll and scroll and scroll and get all the way to the bottom of this one page to find a form. And it's like, don't make it difficult for somebody to find the form to fill out. It should be on literally every page of your website, almost. I mean, you can make an argument like 90%, but it should definitely be, if you have like move-in ready homes, it should be on your available homes page. They're there, they go, "Ooh, I like this home." You should have a way that they could click and check it, fill out a little form and get in touch with you because they like that home, right? If they're going through the communities page and you got multiple neighborhoods you build in, and they go, "Wow, I like this neighborhood," make it super easy for them to fill out the form right there. Like, don't go make them hunt for it. Don't set up hurdles in front of them that they got to jump over to get to you. Make it simple for them. Or maybe you've got a floor plan collection page and you got a bunch of plans they can check out. And okay, they see that they love the Jasper plan. It's beautiful. Or the Monroe plan or whatever it is. And they're like, "Yeah, I like this plan." Make it where they can, boom, fill out the form right now, send it to you. And then if you are offering some kind of a what we call no-brainer offer, right? Some deal to entice them into contacting you, gee, maybe we should put a contact form on the page where the no-brainer offer is, right? So got to have that form everywhere. Next, if you're going to have a form, please, for the love of God, don't make this form like filling out something at the DMV, okay? You're driving people nuts with all the forms you have on there. It's like, I need to know like when you were born, and I need to know if you're married or not married, and your college education, and I need to know your social security number, and I need to know exactly where you want to build on what street, and what's your price point, and do you have a pre-approval, and what bank are you using? Quit with all of that. Make it super simple for people. The more fields that you have on that form, the lower the percentage of people that are going to fill it out. Think of it this way. For every field you have, you're going to lose a certain number of buyers. I know when I see a long form, I'm like, screw that. I'm not filling this out. If I see a short form, I'm like, cool, somebody will reach out to me. Don't make a long form. And another thing, stop with the crazy CAPTCHA things. When you got to click on all the images that have a motorcycle in it, like what? It's like, well, it kind of has a motorcycle in it. I guess the left handlebar is in it. I got that left handlebar. Does that count if we're talking about this? Or, sort of in this upper one here, I can kind of see the mirror. Don't make people do that. Quit with the CAPTCHA things. And most of you, I mean, that's not a motorcycle anyway, so stop with all that. And then for a comp, All right. And if you're watching this and you're like, you know what? I know my website sucks and I know that I need to fix it. And you're like, but it costs tens of thousands of dollars or whatever to get a new website. No, it doesn't. I can do your website for nearly nothing. I guarantee you, I am the best price you're ever going to find to do a brand new website. And my websites, not only are they going to be Google canonically compliant, and not only are they going to be found at the top of Google, because we do SEO services on top of that and get you search engine optimized and get you GEO'd. If you don't know what that is, you should. But not only are we going to do that, but we are going to get you a website that looks great and converts browsers to buyers. That is the purpose of our website. So if you're thinking about it, just give me a call, shoot me a text, 918-645-4441. That is my personal cell phone. I will jump on and do a 13-point assessment with you. Doesn't take very long. We'll do it via Zoom. We'll look at your website in detail, talk about whatever challenges you have. Give me a call today. I'd love to help you out. And you might be going, but yeah, Aaron, who are you? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you who I am.
Huh? I'm just asking, I said it like 4 times, so why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a...
Yep, that's who I am. I used to be Aaron. I am now Aaron ever since that video came out. But you might be wondering a little bit more. I've been in the business for the last 30 years. I'm 52 years old. Basically, this is all I've done my entire adult life. I've had $2.5 billion in new home sales in my career. I was originally trained by a man who was the senior vice president of sales and marketing for the second largest builder in the nation, which is Toll Brothers, called America's luxury home builder. I was very fortunate that when he left Toll Brothers, he started into his own business to be a sales and marketing subcontractor for builders because builders love subcontractors. And I happened to call him the day he started the business. He hired me and I worked directly under him. Of course, I lived 5 doors down from him, so I was very fortunate, had a lot of favor with him. And I got to work directly under him for the next 4 years. And what an incredible mentor in my life. I learned so much from him. And since then, I've gone on to sell $2.5 billion of new homes in my career. And here's the thing. I most recently, you can look this up. Most recently, I helped a company in Oklahoma called Shaw Homes. I was there for 17 and a half years, and we grew that company from 10 million in sales when I first got there in 2007 to $150 million in sales. We went from 40 homes a year to 450 homes a year during that period of time. And we just sold that company in 2024 to D.R. Horton, the nation's largest builder. So I don't know if anybody else has reached out to you recently who grew a company that large, who is willing to show you how to do what he knows how to do. But I'm that guy. I'm reaching out to you right now. Problem number two with most builders is they have no clear positioning, right? So, most builder websites, common mistakes and missed opportunities is it's like nobody knows like who do you serve, right? The customer comes to your website and they don't know like, do they have the solution to the problems I have? Are they doing the things that I'm looking for? They don't know what you build. It's like, who do you serve? You need to tell the customer that. What do you build? Visitors can't tell what you build a lot of times. You got too much complicated stuff on there. So tell them clearly, like, this is what we do. And please, for the love of God, stop saying we build dreams for families. Like every website I look at, I mentioned I've looked at thousands of them. Like that is the most common phrase that everybody uses is we build dreams. Please, for the love of God, don't say that. Tell people where you build. Visitors can't tell where you build when they first come to your website. They don't know. You got to tell them specifically, I build in this area, this area, this area, and this area. Name the cities, give a radius, whatever you need to do. And then tell the visitors to your website what's different. Like, what do you do that's different than the other builders in your market? And the problem is that a confused buyer never converts to a lead. So you've got to make all of this stuff clear. Well, you might be going, how do I do that? Well, I'm glad you asked. You make an about us video on the homepage. You make it the very first thing you see right when the buyer comes or the potential buyer comes to your website. Make it smack them in the face. Like there is a play button for a video that's going to tell them all about what you do. And, if you're wondering, like, well, how do I film that? Well, I'm glad you asked. You film it. Our company can actually do all the editing, turn it into a really professional looking video for you. You don't have to do any of that part. Just hit record on your cell phone and we can do it for you. And you're going to answer these questions like, what is your name and what's your role with the company? So you'd be like, hi, my name's Carl. I'm the owner of Building Your Dream Homes. Okay. Don't call it that, but you get my point. You might say next, tell me about what makes your company different from the other companies in your market. I'm not saying you got to bash other builders, but it's like, tell them what your unique selling proposition is, what makes you different. And then the next question you want to answer on video is tell me a little bit about your story and why you're passionate about your customers. So you would always answer these questions by kind of repeating the question in the answer. So you'd be like, the reason that I'm passionate about building homes is because my father and my grandfather were both home builders and yada, yada. Whatever that thing is, you're going to tell them why you're passionate. People want to let me put it this way to you. If you record this video, what it's going to do is it's going to condense everything that's on all the pages of your website into 2 minutes or less. Yes, you heard me, 2 minutes or less. You may never get to actually meet this customer that's your potential, ideal and likely buyer. You might never meet them in person because they're just going to kind of browse from website to website. This video is the opportunity for you to get your 2 minutes with them to tell them why they should reach out to you. This is super important. It's like what we would call an elevator pitch, where you get like 2 minutes to pitch to the buyer that's perfect for you. Given that 2 minutes, what would you say? So that's what this becomes. And then you're going to tell them why would that person like their experience with you? You need to explain it to them. And then tell them where you build. I mentioned all this. What square footage range you build. Tell them what price range you build. Tell them what the no-brainer offer is that you're making to them right now. And if I'm watching this video, what do you want for me to do right now? So give them a call to action. Hey, if you're watching this video right now, give me a call at yada, 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 right? Or fill out the form on my website. And in case I missed, what is the no-brainer offer? You want to hit that twice, right? The no-brainer offer gets them off their butt. So that's one of the things you want to do. All right. And problem number 3 is you have no digital reputation. I'm sorry, but you're kind of stuck in the past. You think that, all of your leads are, coming from people who know you, right? You think that word of mouth is the best, type of advertising. Well, actually, that's not true anymore. There's this thing called Google and Google reviews and some other things that called testimonials. There's a big internet out there and people can read a lot about you. You need to control your digital reputation. Some of you have no digital reputation, but you need to have one, and I'm going to show you how. The problem is that there's a trust gap. Customers don't know you, and therefore they don't trust you. The world is full of fake. Deep fake videos are everywhere. AI created images are all over the place. And builders underestimate how much proof buyers need to feel safe with you. So here's the fix. You've got to have real customers that you actually did business with doing a testimonial video talking about what a great job you did for them. And it can't look like a fake video. It can't be like, all doctored up and perfect lighting and them sitting in a really nice outfit in a living room, soft music playing and the ambient light and the fireplace in the background. You can't do that. It can't look professionally done. It needs to look like somebody grabbed a cell phone and it's a little bit jiggly and they're standing in the house you built, or they're standing on a construction site and they're talking about how much they like working with you. It's gotta be real. And so you also have to have Google reviews, right? You've got to have Google reviews. You got to ask your buyers, your shoppers, your people, to give you reviews, and they got to be legitimate, right? So you got to have, and a review can be anything. It doesn't have to be somebody you built a home for. It could be a character review. Maybe there's people who know you and they're like, you know what? He builds a great home. I know him. I've known him for 20 years, honest guy, whatever. You got to have Google reviews. In fact, you got to have the most Google reviews of anybody in your market. And then you need a completed home gallery. You can't not have pictures of homes you built. So many builders' websites I look at, they don't have any photos of anything they built. It's like, okay, well, a customer coming to your website is like, looks like they built 3 homes, right? That they're not going to trust you if you don't have photos of your home. Start photographing and taking video professionally done of every home you build. Huge game changer. And then have you won any awards or are you part of any associations? You got any credentials? Have you been Chamber of Commerce president? Have you been HBA president? Have you won a parade of homes? Heck, do you have a bowling trophy that we could put on your website? Like, give them something that says, hey, this guy's a winner because they don't know you from Adam. The great thing about having website traffic come is visitors arrive, the trust and the credibility is low, and they have hesitation to engage, but they watch a couple of these testimonial videos and they're like, you know what? This guy looks pretty good. He's built some good homes. People like you. And then you give them a call to action to give a phone call or to fill out a website form, and it turns into conversions. Let's look at a couple examples here. If you want a Builder of the Year and other awards, let's put them on your website. Like, let's make you look amazing. I can turn just regular photos of awards into some stuff that looks outstanding on your website. Here's some of the awards that we won over the years for the company I was at, Shaw Homes, and obviously lots of awards. And we built St. Jude Dream Homes and other things. But like, put it on your website, put it in people's face. Here's an example of a gallery. Like, you should have a bunch of pictures in a gallery on a page. People can click on it, they can view the home, they can check it out, maybe even have some virtual tours of a few of them, right? So there's a couple examples for you. And problem number 4 is you need a no-brainer offer. I mentioned it earlier, but like, here's the problem is that people are going to look at somewhere between 30 and 50 builders' websites online, and then they're only going to go physically visit about 3 to 5 of those people face to face. And you got to make the cut. That means you got to be in the top 10%. And in order to do that, you got to have a no-brainer offer. Well, you might be going, what's a no-brainer offer? Well, I'm sure this hasn't happened to you, but I can tell you that my wife on a Saturday often will go to the mall and she'll come back at the late in the afternoon. She'll be like, honey, I saved you so much money today. And I'm like, that's weird because I looked in my bank account and it looked like you spent money. And she's like, oh, no, 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 no. I saved you a lot of money today. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, she's the typical shopper, right? She's not going to buy the blouse that's $100. Oh, no, she's going to get a great deal. She's going to buy the $200 blouse that's 50% off and only costs $100 because that's a great deal, right? And so that's the problem is that you have buyers that are on your website and they see your homes and they see your full pricing, but they don't see the no-brainer offer. It is just the psychology of selling. You've got to use the psychology of selling to your advantage by offering a no-brainer offer. And here's an example of a couple more no-brainer offers, right? I mean, you could give them amazing deals for $1. Simple, catchy, low barrier. We used to put these signs out in front of our homes. It was like amazing deals for $1. People would come in and being like, do I get the home for $1? Like, what do I get? Made them very curious, made them walk in our door and ask questions, which that's what we want. Selling homes is kind of like, giving a haircut. You can't do it over the phone. You can't do it over the internet. They actually have to be in front of you. So this helped bring them in. And then when they would come in, we'd take the top 5 things that they all wanted, but didn't really want to pay for because they were expensive. Maybe it's the appliance upgrade package, or maybe like a really fancy front door that costs $6,000 or whatever. And we'd have it for $1. And they were like, what? Just like my wife. Oh, I get 75% off on the clearance rack, as if they didn't price it into the blouse she bought anyways. So you do the same thing. You price it into the price of your home and they get an amazing deal for $1. Or maybe you give them, some number in free upgrades. you know, and or maybe it's like 75% off of your upgrades up to a certain dollar amount, right? And then right now, 2025, 2026, it's been about rates. Everybody wants the low interest rate because they feel like rates are high. So you want to get that no-brainer offer in front of them and give them a compelling reason to fill out the form or click call. And here's the thing. All it is it's a lead magnet. If you don't have a no-brainer offer without a lead magnet, you lose 97% of the visitors to your website. And every incentive should include two things. One, it should overcome the main obstacle to buying, and it should have an expiration date. So whatever those two things are, you need to employ them, you need to deploy them, and get people calling you. And let me say this, when they call you, here's the thing. You want to create a face-to-face meeting. I'm going to tell you this, when you get somebody on the phone, that hourglass of sand, right? The time is running out. When you get them on the phone, they call in, you've got about 4 minutes before you're going to be done talking to them. And here's the thing. The customer is going to get off the phone, but first they're going to ask what we call elimination questions. They're going to ask questions about like, what's your price per square foot? Or what's the price of this certain home, right? Because they're just trying to eliminate you as an option that they physically need to come and see. You should have a scripted conversation that avoids answering those questions, and all it focuses on is the goal number one, which is booking the face-to-face appointment. You cannot sell them that home over the phone. Quit answering all their questions on the phone. All they are is elimination questions to keep them from coming to visit you. Book the appointment, and then you get about an hour. Most people face to face, the hourglass is about literally an hour. And so it gives you a lot more time to dig into what their objections are and figure out if they're a real buyer or not. Stop disqualifying your customer over the phone, get them standing in front of you, and then walk them through a proven process. Problem number 5 is your website is slow, outdated, or hard to navigate. All right, let's talk about it. Slow websites kill conversions. Most of you are hosting this on some weird server in some 26-year-old's basement under his mom's house where he's got a server. Quit it. Go to the fastest servers online and pay the price for it. Nobody likes to click on a website and have it slowly load, and everybody clicks the back button and says, forget that website, I'm going to the next one. And you need to make sure that the mobile appearance and experience is very good. You want to design for mobile. Remember, 85% of visitors are looking at it on mobile. Another problem that a lot of these websites have that make it slow and outdated is just way too many menu items and like no searchable functionality to it. Like they come to a page of, let's say you have a whole bunch of floor plans on there. You got 36 floor plans and I can't sort them by bedroom number or size. Like, what are you doing? Make it simple for people. And getting that fast hosting doesn't cost that much. So go pay the bill for it. Make sure it's on WordPress. Make sure it has a clean menu, simplified pages, mobile first layout. And then problem number 6 is no SEO, which makes you SOL. So here's the problem. You haven't optimized it. You haven't done the search engine optimization. And now a new thing called GEO, which if you don't know about it, shoot me a text and I'll talk to you about it. But home builder in city is normally what you're shooting for, or maybe it's custom homes in whatever city you live in. You want to be found for that. And if you're not doing search engine optimization, you need to start to. I will tell you this, we do it all for you for a price that if you hire me, I'm going to be like you just hired the cheapest employee ever. It costs you less than it would cost to have a full-time employee at minimum wage. That's what it costs to hire me. And so I'm going to be the cheapest person that's ever going to work for you, but we will do your search engine optimization for you. So what you got to do is you got to build your digital foundation. Here's one of the ways that you get optimized is by leveraging Google Business Profile for growth. If you don't know what that is, you need to step out of the Stone Age and into the Google world because the digital doorstep that's going to win the Google search is going to be what we call Google location services. I mean, let's face it, guys, 97% of people who go out looking for a home builder are going to go to Google first. All of your customers are out there looking, and you need to be found there. Remember, 85% of them use mobile. And what happens is on mobile, you've probably been that guy who is out, in a town you're not used to and you're looking for a restaurant. And so you type in restaurants near me. And it says, your phone will say to you, is it okay for Google to know your location? This is what we call Google Location Services because it's going to give you a result that's called the map pack. And the map pack is critical to your home building businesses. And here's the thing. You got to be in the top 3 on the map pack. If you're not in the top 3, nobody's going to find you. And that's a problem because most people don't know you can actually click and look at a bunch more results. And so I can promise you that I will get you to the top 3. I do it. Every client I have is in the top 3. Every client. Aaron, every client, yes, every client I have is in the top 3 on the Google Map Pack. And that's where you're going to be found. And it's just critical. The invisibility risk is costing you so much money. You're going to go, Aaron, you're the cheapest employee I've ever hired and the best return on investment because not being found is the most expensive thing. Not being found on Google is the most expensive thing in your business. So I promise you, I'll get you to the top and we'll do it quickly. Okay, right now you're like, Aaron, all these things you're talking about, it's like, I don't have time to do all these things. I know you don't have time to do all of this, but we do. Here's the thing, you can't do all your social media and your website and your marketing and your sales and your search engine optimization and write all the content you need for all of that, right? I get it. You're wearing a lot of hats. Well, here's the thing. I've got an entire team of over 35 people on the back end who can do it all for you. And here's the thing, the cost that you're going to have to hire all these people on your team, if you had to hire a social media person and a website designer and a marketing person and a salesperson and a search engine optimization and somebody to write all the content, right? How much is that going to cost you? All those employees? I mean, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Well, here's the thing. Hiring my team, I have all those people. I have over 35 people on the back end to fulfill all this for you that are experts in what we do, and they really only know the home building business. And it's going to be for the cost of one full-time employee making minimum wage. We have it. You should reach out to us. And here's the other thing. We're going to build you a high-end WordPress website that Google's going to love. I'm going to custom design it branded to your company. We're going to build it in WordPress, which is what Google wants. We'll optimize the site speed. We'll do the full SEO site structure for you. We'll create all the landing pages for everywhere you want to be found. We can even integrate a floor plan library in for you. I have an entire library of floor plans I can put on your website with the plans and the pictures and the videos and the virtual tours, all the stuff you need so that it looks like a fully built out website for you. I can also create the lead capture built into every page, the mobile first design, professional images, edited photos. We have all the Photoshop people, all the video editing people. I can write all the messaging rewritten so buyers will want to call you. This instantly makes your small building company look like a 50 or $100 million home builder. We do it all for you. We do the photo editing, the video editing. We turn everything out for you. We build animated graphics for your ads. We do your social media. We turn smartphone clips into polished marketing pieces. Your digital presence goes from small builder to an established company overnight. We manage your entire Google business profile. Your business profile becomes one of your biggest local lead sources. We do weekly posts. We SEO optimize the updates. We do photo uploads to your Google business profile that are tagged and titled correctly so they get found. We do ranking improvements and show you where you stack up and how you're improving month by month. We optimize the map for visibility so you get found and we give you reports on it. This puts you in the top map rankings, the easiest place to get free inbound leads from. Doesn't cost anything to have a Google business profile. We run and manage all of your digital ads for you: Google ads, Facebook, Instagram, retargeting, tracking and conversion setup, ad copywriting, graphic design, landing page building, monthly reporting, and budget optimization. You never touch an ads dashboard again. We drive the traffic to you and you close the clients. All for far less than hiring a full-time employee making minimum wage. You hire one employee, the problem is they have limited skills, maybe no marketing background, no SEO gets written, no ads, no design. You hire us, you get a full-blown marketing department, SEO, content, design, video ads, weekly updates. You don't have time to do all this. We do. So book your builder growth call with me today. That's my cell phone number right there, 918-645-4441. Send me a text, give me a call. Let's schedule your 13-point assessment and get you growing right now. And if you don't want to do that, you're not ready to take that step yet, then okay, well, click here and you can gain access to the Builder Coaching Video Vault. I give you a whole bunch of free materials you can check out. Got lots of great videos like this one. Go to YouTube. You can find me there as well, and check out all the free information. It'll help you a whole bunch.